Hey guys, it's Anthony Bandier here, attorney and senior legal instructor for Blue to Gold Law Enforcement Training, bringing you the Roadside Chat. This time I am broadcasting from Corpus Christi, Texas, in beautiful Corpus Christi. This is amazing. This is actually part of the conference center, and right behind me is a aircraft carrier from World War II. So this is absolutely incredible. I'm speaking here at the conference, and thank you, T-Cole, for the opportunity. So this question comes from a cop in Nevada, and essentially the officer says, hey look, if a person, if their information is not coming back in the database, right, when we do a name check on a suspicious person or whatever, can we arrest that person? Okay, so here's some facts. The officers were called to respond to a male pointing a gun at citizens driving by. 2 people called in. We located the male. He was detained. They did a pat down for weapons, and they also patted down a backpack, which is lawful if it's done correctly. If you want me to teach you how to pat down backpacks, let me know in the comments below and I'll make a video on that. But the gun actually ended up being a toy gun with an orange plastic, orange tip, and so forth. So maybe, not a brandishing call, right? Or crime. Now, the male is 38 years old. He gives a name, he gives a date of birth, but nothing is returning. He also says he's never had any ID, government ID, bank account, ever. So he's truly like off the grid. While patting the backpack down, they also saw needles and tinfoil, like paraphernalia for narcotics, in plain view. The question is, with these facts, they believe that he's lying about his name. Oh, one more factor. He also had a teardrop on his eye, indicative of being in prison, right? So they do believe that the person is lying about their information. With these facts, could we make a probable cause arrest and take them to jail? All right. So let's dice this one step at a time, right? Slice this up. So the first thing is that in most states have a stop and identify law, which pretty much means that if you are stopped for reasonable suspicion, you must provide your identity. That does not mean you have to hand over your identification card, but it does mean generally that you have to provide enough information for the police to identify you, because the courts believe that your identity, your criminal history, is part of the investigation. And I think that makes sense. If you stop a person for, potentially auto burglaries, and you run them and have a bunch of theft charges, that is something, and also auto burglaries, that is something that's going to be in your calculus about whether or not you have probable cause to arrest this person. I'm not saying that's the only reason you'd arrest them, but it's a factor that the courts would consider. Now, what is enough identifying information? Is just giving your name enough? I don't know, because every state is a little bit different. But this is Nevada, and I do know Nevada case law. What Nevada pretty much wants is, and there's not a lot of cases on this, but generally speaking, what I think Nevada wants here is just enough information to identify them. So for example, if they gave you a very unique name and you ran that unique name in your database and you come back with a hit and you look up that particular person and all the physical characteristics match the person in front of you, then I believe that Nevada law has been satisfied. But if they give you a name like John Smith and that's all you have, it's probably not good enough, right? Because there's just too many John Smiths. So I think that in that case, if you just cannot identify this person, then the next step is, DOB, social, things that could help identify that person. But how much is too much? I don't know. I just think that, if they give you enough information to reasonably identify that person, I think that the courts would be satisfied that they have identified themselves per the stop and identify statute. The next thing, though, here is that this cop did find evidence of a crime, paraphernalia. And because we have a crime, now we can actually fully identify that person in order to issue them a citation. And Nevada law says, like many other states, if you cannot reasonably identify somebody, that you're satisfied with their identity, then you can take them to jail to identify them through fingerprints and so forth. That's what I would do here. I would basically articulate that I'm not satisfied with this person's information they've given me. He's 38 years old. He appears to be, an American citizen. That's what he's saying. He's an American citizen and so forth. and yet there's no information whatsoever about him. It probably doesn't add up, and I would just take him under those grounds in order to make sure that you have enough information to give him the citation. All right, so that's how I deal with it, but change the facts, change the answer. If you have any other questions for me, go to bluetogold.com/show. Until next time, my friends, hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends. Until next time, again, thank you.